Good day, I am Mikhail Goldonis, and for my 8th laboratory exercise in data communications and networking 2, we will pick up um, from where we left off in laboratory exercise 7. That was a single area OSPF, and this one is still all about OSPF, or the open shortest path first protocol. But with this one, it is all about access lists, meaning denying or approving access in between hosts or networks. So there are a few parameters in this particular exercise, particularly these for the hosts on router 3 should not be able to access hosts on router 2. Only PC11 on router 1 can access hosts on router 2. All other communication is allowed, and use standard access list with ACL number 1 and apply the access list number 1 on serial interfaces S0 and S1. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so now that we have configured the open shortest path first protocol on each of our three routers, it is now time for us to check if they will reflect, or the neighbor IP addresses of our other routers will reflect on router 1, and same goes for router 2 and router 3. And yes, as we can see over here, they reflect on router 1. I assume it will be the same for router 2. It is the same for router 2. And finally, for router 3. And yes, the same can be said for router 3. So now it is time for us to limit the access of hosts on router 2. In particular, only PC11, which is stated in condition number 2 of our laboratory exercise, only PC11 on router 1 can access hosts on router 2, and hosts on router 3 should not be able to access hosts on router 2. So with that being said, I already have the commands, the appropriate commands for that over here, and well, let's get started with the configuration of our access control list. And now that we have encoded into our command line interface the appropriate coding in order to deny all other hosts except for PC11 to enter router 2, it is now time for us to see if our access control list or our configuration is indeed successful. And to do this, we will hop onto a PC of our choice. So first, let me choose PC31 over here, and I'll go to the command prompt and try to ping the IP addresses of PC21 and 22, and this should be unsuccessful if the access control list is truly in place. So 10.1.2.11 And due to the delay, I believe, yes, there we go. The message that came out was request timed out, meaning that our ping has indeed failed to reach PC21, the IP address of PC21. And now let's see if we can do the same for PC22's IP address. So ping 10.1.2.12. And there we go. It also says request timed out. And therefore, we have satisfied one of the conditions of our laboratory exercise, which is hosts on router 3 should not be able to access hosts on router 2. So now let's check if PC11 on router 1 can access hosts on router 2. So we need to go to PC11 and check out our IP addresses of our hosts. So I will ping now the IP addresses of PC21 and 22. And as we can see over here, it is somewhat successful since we still lost a packet, but it only amounts to like 25% of the packets sent to the IP address of PC21, and therefore our pinging has been somewhat successful. And now we will do the same to PC22's IP address, expecting relatively the same results, but hopefully no packet is dropped. And unfortunately, one packet was still dropped, but the rest of them arrived to PC22, and therefore our attempt to reach out to the hosts on router 2 through PC11 is successful, satisfying the second specification of our access control list. So now let us test the third one. The third one, third command, which is all other communication is allowed using standard access lists with ACL1. So let us now hop on to PC32 and see if we can ping the hosts on router 1, which are PC11 and PC12, to see if access is still relatively normal apart from the disabling access, with the exception of host PC11 on the hosts of connected to router 2. So let us try to ping the IP address of PC11 through PC32, and it immediately one packet was successful, and all packets are successful in our pinging. Now let's try pinging PC12, the IP address of PC12, to see if it will be successful as well. And there we go, an instant reply. All packets have been received, none of them have been dropped. And that concludes our laboratory exercise number 8 for this Data Communications and Networking 2 course. Thank you for watching, and I am glad to report that I am gradually improving in the configuration of routers thanks to this course. Not just routers, but networks in general. And expect to see a refined version of me in the course project, which will come in a few days or so. So, thank you for watching, and God bless your day.